All right, so hi everyone. We're joined today by Raik for yet another episode in the first season of the Archival.Sessions. Welcome, Raik, to the episode.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure. Raik is a techno producer, currently located in Liège, and his first ever public gig was about a year ago, recently. He is, on the one hand, connected or affiliated to the Gazmatec system and also a co-founder of Vizion Focus. But we'll talk about that later on. Hello, Raik, welcome.
Hello.
So I've said that you're a producer, and so people can find you on?
Everything. Yes, SoundCloud. I do use DistroKid, so it's on all platforms. YouTube, Spotify.
All right, so you're easily findable on the internet.
Yes.
Well, as a producer located in Liège, I wanted to start off with that one because we've had quite a few guests coming from Ghent so far. There are some cities that act as a symbol for vibrant scenes, and Liège definitely is one.
Yes.
I was wondering, could you define to a certain degree, like, what is the city of Liège, and do you see like Liège coming also somewhere else up, or is it something unique?
It's unique because it has like a very underground scene. It's like Rue Roture. It's well known in Liège, and it's a street with all the underground clubs. You can find the Escape Club or the other side, and it's very local with local artists. So I would say, in a way, that's the unique thing of Liège, but as the music, it's more drum and bass, hardcore things I don't really know about the scene. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's what makes like Liège unique then. But I remember that you've told us that you are currently located in Liège.
Yes.
But you took like quite a leap. Is this description of Liège also something that like pulled you towards the city, or did you end up in Liège just by?
No, we had our collective and it started growing in Liège. So I went to live there for the events, and now I'm aware of the scene, but I didn't know nothing about the scene of Liège before coming to that city.
And when you're talking about like so our collective, as you said, is it the Vizion Focus?
Yes.
All right. So for the people that are listening, like Vizion Focus is, as you guys put it in the biography on Instagram, a clear and strong focus project where you're looking for this high energy, meaningful connections, but also presence in every moment, right?
Yes.
Well, I was wondering, like, how do you guys, with the collective then, like, bring this towards the people? Is it something that is more of an experience live, or is it in the digital space?
We do appropriate every
room.
Every room we organize in. We try to appropriate with our own lights. If needed, we take sound with us to bring more bass, because some of the events are not good with that. We always try to put more lights than would fit in the room to make it really, like, when you came in the room, you see it's blowing up like really messy, but we like that. And we do that too with not having just all in the light show, but we try to always have like a little thing next to the event, maybe like just a mirror where people can take photos, or just like trying to not just make music and propose music, but a whole
rounded.
Yeah, a whole round. And that's why we in September do two rooms,
to
have more space and try to
to give these things that you guys are actually proposing, because I can indeed understand like the music on its one hand is high energy, because you yourself produce techno and also mix techno, and I guess then the people around Vizion Focus also.
Yes, no, we are just two artists, and I'm the only one who compose, but I'm learning my friend how to. But it's more, Vizion Focus is more hard techno based.
Okay.
But I am the techno in the hard techno lineup.
All right, so that's then the high energy, and indeed, just like you were saying, the meaningful connections. It can be as easy as with a mirror, taking pictures, meeting new people.
Yes.
It's a small thing, right?
It's a small thing because we are still a small event, but we try to always do a little more than a small event would do, and re-inject everything we have into the project. And that's why Vizion Focus, because we don't earn money or anything with it. We put everything we have into the project.
It's out of passion, for the culture, I guess. And this brings me then, because we're talking about like gigs and parties. So I've said it in the intro, your first public gig was in 2024. But when did you start producing?
Now almost 6 years ago. But I did like beats for rappers for 2.5 years. And then I discovered techno and I went to rave. And then that's why I started making music on my own.
So to a certain degree, sound for you is dynamic because you've evolved, or at least like went into another way. But is it really another way? Do you still see like some remnants of the rap beats producing?
Yes. In the structure of my tracks, I use a lot of things I used to do in beats to arrange my track, and I still use like perks and things coming out of the rap, and sometimes I do even in Acid Mumble there is like intro with a rap and then beats, and then it starts in techno. So I try to mix my influences,
because that's one of your most popular tracks, I guess.
No, that's Acid Ballad.
Sorry.
And Acid Mumble is another most recent track.
Okay, well, I just like we've told, everybody can check it out on Spotify and SoundCloud. But then to continue on as we're talking about producing, on your on your Instagram, you have a few pictures, or you could say maybe a press kit, and it's like often in the outdoors, like somewhere in nature, but sometimes you find some like decayed spaces. Is it something that also gives you inspiration when producing? Like, is it connected with?
I used to do like image before I did audio, so it was like a bit to combine my two passions. I do my covers and my visuals, and that inspires me for making the track. And sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes I make a track and then we go to an abandoned place. We try to take photos with someone, and I use the picture for the cover.
Okay, that's interesting. And have you ever used also like a sound of the space where you were, like maybe recording or?
Not yet, but I'm looking to do that, because now in city of Liège, it's like an environment with a lot of sounds. I used to live on the countryside, so it was like more calm and only birds of sheep. But now it's a more complex environment, so I'm for sure we'll try that.
All right, and this brings me then like to the topics of like indeed influencing approach. Having played your first gig in 2024, like people can see on your Instagram like the list of places you visited where you performed at.
Yes.
And but has it also like influenced you, because you've been in Italy and in France, and then also just came back for some things in Belgium?
In Italy, it's for sure the mindset they have about the music. They are not disconnected, but more chill. I would say that. And I was really stressed when I came there, and their mindset and their way of doing just chill you out. And so it's not really for the music, but personal, more like chill when I do a gig, like not stressing too much and trying to. But for the sound, maybe yes, because I went to events where it was like techno, but really fast. So I tried when I came back home to make like tracks, and they used to do a lot of psytrance too. So I tried psytrance because it gave me inspiration to do so.
Yeah, there was one artist who said that like music to a certain degree is global but also local, and I guess that's what you like. You've took some inspiration and influence from the outside world, in this case like other countries, and then you took it with you and see, okay, what can I do with it?
Yes.
What can I not do with it? Okay, that's interesting. In this entirety of all the things that you're busy with, you had the Vizion Focus. It's one thing, but you're also a resident at Gazmatec.
Yes.
And Gazmatec is, as they call it, like a creator of rave events, passionate about what we do. Just like you said, with
Yes.
Vizion Focus, it's all out of passion. But I was wondering, like, how important is place when it comes to connecting with music? But how does Gazmatec take stance in it? Because you're a resident there, right?
Yeah. Not play for them yet, but I will do at my next event. But I would say like they focus more on the vibe of the space. Like they did it in a abandoned skate park.
Oh,
And that's where I did my first gig.
okay.
And they always choose like places who are a bit not common, I would say. So in that way, and it's more like a free party mentality in Gazmatec.
I was looking back to the essence of rave culture, where it came from. It can be quite a long debate, but like, for example, in the Great Britain, you really have this culture of scouting for places, looking for possibilities to squat over time. And just like you've told, then that's what they do actually.
Yeah, but it's like they do it legal. I know they sometimes do illegal events, but the event where I mix next month is a legal one. But I think that's in the Buddha, because now the Planet Park where they did it is closed or will close or something like that.
Yeah, it's also in Brussels indeed.
Yes.
And because you were talking about their next event, what is it like the next event scheduled?
It's like 5 July.
All right, so the next event is the 5th of July. And is it like something where you're gonna bring some specialties along you? Because like, for example, today you're gonna have a mix with some unreleased tracks, you've said?
Yes, a lot. I had time to compose past 2 months, so I have like 6 unreleased or 7 unreleased in the set. And for the Gazmatec, I hope to be able to perform only my tracks, because I did not do that yet on an event, and that will be achievement to do so.
All right, well, I wish you the best of luck and also fun with it. To conclude, you're one of the first people that also maybe produces very actively, and having produced first before mixing, as I understood.
Yes.
When looking now at this trajectory and the two arts and crafts, is there a choice that you would make, or are you still
composing? Yes, making music is really where I take pleasure, because I'm really stressed. So when I have to play, it's always a really stress moment. But it has always be making music before my gigs. So I always take time to be able to make new music before I play a new event. So for sure, making music.
So the performance in the end is indeed for them, but also a bit like for you to find the joy in creating these tracks and also being able to share them then directly.
It's like making universe between all my tracks, trying to be able to play them
consequently, like consecutively behind each other. Yeah.
Yes, it's hard when you're making music, because sometimes it's like a whole other vibe, and you have to try to mix it.
Navigate. Yeah. All right. Well, then to conclude, we've invited you for an archival session. Imagine in 20 years somebody would find this techno set again. What would you like to give as a message or leave behind for the people and the listeners with this mix and with your presence on the archive?
I would say maybe just a set like the others I did, but with more unreleased. I used to play in a normal set, because I had time to compose them. But for the
so looking at it as a sort of canvas for
Yes.
like taking all the colors that you had on your palette and then
and
combining them
trying to
together
mix
again.
it, yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the interview. Thank you for the interesting insights about Liège. Definitely a scene people should check out.
Yes.
And we invite you to take place behind the decks.
Thanks a lot.
And get started with the mix once you're ready.
Okay.
Thank you.
This is where opportunity meets chance, where purpose meets a plan. This is a new life, a new way, a new possibility, a new day. right to kill me? I was born a Dragonstone.
the advantage of an artist who's able to draw a sketch and you can see all the changes just by simply observing the various distortions that will take place.